Arrow, Season 3, Episode 7, entitled Draw Back Your Bow. Which, now that I think about it, it would have been nice to actually get that line in the episode. Unless Oliver did say it and I just missed it. Fuck. Alright, well, the episode starts with, we see Arrow and Felicity, and they're driving until they stop this one guy who has Slade Wilson's mask, and Oliver comes in and he saves this one girl and stops the guy, and my mind was kind of racing. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Is Slade Wilson back? Or is this one of his henchmen who was still out there? I was a little confused until I noticed that the woman that he saved had this look in her eyes like she was just in total lust because of her hero, and then she picked up the bow, and I thought, oh, okay, this is a flashback. Probably sounds like an idiot, but hey, it took me a while. And the moment when Arrow goes to Detective Lance, and Lance shows him this arrow that was left at the crime scene, I loved that Oliver said, I'll look into it. Totally a Batman moment, I swear. Arrow is Batman, at least on this show. And then we see Felicity going to meet Ray Palmer, who she walks in on him while he's doing apparently every potential superhero, because Palmer isn't there just yet, but every superhero in Starling City does the same workout routine where they do those pull-ups on the pole because they want to show off, apparently. And yes, I'm a little jealous because I can't do that myself. But I love that Felicity's reaction was, I definitely have a type. And then Palmer gives her a dress to go with him to this dinner. And one other thing I want to mention really quick is that I like that we see Roy, and he's still dealing with finding out that he murdered that cop. I like it because, sure, I was glad that he didn't kill Sarah, but I like that we're not just saying, oh, well, he just killed a cop, no big deal. Like, that still is something that should be addressed. Should Oliver be so okay with it? Should he be so, okay, well, just forget about it? I don't know, maybe he should be a little bit more worried about Roy, but still, I like that Roy is upset by it. And when him and Oliver go off to go after the main villain of the episode, I was pretty upset to see Roy just get taken out. I mean, here is the first season where Roy has become Arsenal, and he is the sidekick, and you want to see him be badass. Sure, he had a kick-ass moment last episode, or was it the one before, where he beat up the guy, but I feel like every other time he gets his ass kicked, and it's like quick too. It's like he doesn't even get any moves in, because we see Roy by himself for a second, and then the girl Cutter comes in, and then we cut and we don't see Roy again until he's laying on the ground knocked out. Wow. At least you could say that he has all of this other stuff in his head, so he's not in it. You can say that. And I did like that Roy was upset with himself after it, and he was pissed. So at least there is some type of excuse. It's just the build-up of it. I don't know. I liked seeing Thea dealing with the nightclub, trying to get that work together and trying to make sure the night goes well. I like that she has her own side thing going on, even not connected to Malcolm and all that. The DJ that she didn't hire but came back to bail her out and then kissed her. Okay, fine. She's going to get a new love interest. I'm really just hoping that it's not a setup for a love triangle with Roy, because there are way too many love triangles going on this show, if that is the case. My biggest complaint about the episode is, and it's minute, I'll admit, but when Arrow and Diggle went to go to Cutter's hideout and they saw her shrine, all of the pictures of Arrow and the hearts everywhere and stuff, and she called him and said what she said, why did Diggle go there without a mask or without some type of... I mean, I know he doesn't wear a costume. Okay, fine. For some reason, Roy gets a costume, but Diggle doesn't. It's just, he doesn't even have a mask. Like, at least that one episode he had a ski mask. Here, I mean, Cutter was watching them from afar, and I'm pretty sure she must have seen Diggle. And, I mean, who's to stop somebody from seeing Diggle with Arrow and saying, I know who Arrow is now? I don't know. I thought that was a little silly. I did like that Diggle later on went to Felicity and talked to her, pretty much for Oliver. Felicity did have a point, though, by saying if Oliver has a problem or if he has feelings for me, then he should be the one to say it. I just liked Diggle showing how good of a friend he is. And the actual fight, though, between Arrow and Cutter, I liked a lot. I like seeing Arrow fight a woman and having her hold her own against them. And just her being completely psychotic. You could say that you don't really know what she's doing the whole episode. Like, she's in love with Arrow, she wants to be with him, but yet she's killing people. And sure, you could say, well, Arrow used to kill people, so maybe she's just confused. But the fact that she is crazy sort of establishes the fact that anything she does really doesn't make any sense. I liked that she handcuffed Arrow and said, look, this train is about to hit us both. We're both going to die, and then we get to be together. Like, it's so insane. A little too easy for Arrow to get out of the handcuffs, but fine. It was worth it for him tackling her out the way and her looking up at him with love in her eyes and saying, I knew you loved me. And Oliver's reaction of, what the fuck did I just get myself into? The fact that he then gave her to Amanda Waller, I get it if he doesn't think that she can be in a prison or a mental hospital, that she needs more help than that. But Amanda Waller being the resolution, I don't know. The Suicide Squad, I don't think, is the best way to help this girl, but at least that means that she'll be back. Because I haven't even mentioned this. The actress that plays Cutter on this episode was on Supernatural. She plays Sam and Dean's mom, but the younger version of the mom. When Dean, the couple episodes when he's gone back in time and met his younger mom, that's this actress. And I thought she did a really great job. I liked the red hair. She was hot. And she played crazy and villain very well. I liked that the episode ended with Oliver and Roy going to Diggle's house because the two of them are both having issues. And they go over to Diggle's house and have dinner. That was a nice moment. The thing that I'm going to complain about right now, and it's not like making me angry or anything, it's just a little annoying. I don't really care for love triangles. I think they're an easy way to create drama between characters. And at first, I didn't know what to make of how heavy they were doing the whole Oliver and Felicity thing in the first episode. I didn't know if it was just done to shut up the fans who've been craving it all this time. I never really got the need to see them together. But the fact that they're bringing it back and having it in the characters' heads, I liked. I just don't like it if it's only here to create a love triangle between Oliver, Ray Palmer, and Felicity. It's not something I really care to see, especially because love triangles really at the end of the day are comprised of heavy conveniences, like, of course, when Oliver finally works up the nerve to go and talk to Felicity and tell her how he feels, what happens? He stops at the door and sees them kissing. He came just at that right moment to see that and then leave. It's just moments like that, it sort of takes me out of it a little bit. But who knows? I saw a comment that made me laugh. Somebody said that the show is making Felicity like the superhero slut because she liked Oliver, she liked Barry Allen, and now she's getting involved with Ray Palmer. And I thought that was funny. But, I mean, it's not like she's sleeping with all of these guys. She's kissed them, sure, why not? But let's look at Oliver. Let's not be sexist, and let's look at Oliver and how many different women on the show he's been with. Hell, we've forgiven him for cheating on Laurel with her sister. And then thinking that the sister died, and then still going back with Sarah even though Laurel was... Oliver's done some shady stuff when it comes to women. I thought it was really cool to see Ray Palmer sort of comprising a suit. Now, I don't know... I mean, I know he is a superhero in the comics. I know. But I don't know... It's hard to see this character who... He's a nice guy. A little douchey. Because he said BTW to Felicity. That sort of gave me douche chills. So I want to see what is making him do this. Make this suit. Be a vigilante. I want to get to know this character a little bit more. But still, the suit itself, what we saw of it, it looked like an Iron Man-like suit. And then also, we see this guy who comes in and kills some other guy in this alley. And I didn't really know what to think at first when he first walked in. I just thought, okay, we're setting up another random villain. Kind of like how we did last episode with Cutter. But then he took out a boomerang. And I kind of geeked out and said, holy crap, that's Captain Boomerang. Very cool. If anyone who doesn't know who he is, he's basically one of the Flash's biggest villains. So he's being introduced on Arrow first. And you just know that he's going to eventually go to Flash and be his big adversary eventually. I think it's very cool to have him here. I can't wait to see what happens with him. And that's the episode. We get a preview to, I guess it's in the next couple weeks, where it's being billed as The Flash versus Arrow. And the only thing we see is it looks like the two of them fight. And I don't know why they're fighting. Especially because, like, usually you see two superheroes fighting because it's the first time they're meeting, so they don't understand each other. Here, though, these guys know each other, so I don't know why they're fighting. It seems like Barry Allen's being a real dick in the episode. So, either way, though, I'm very much looking forward to seeing the crossover. It looks pretty badass. Again, I enjoyed this episode a lot. What a surprise. It's Arrow. I always love Arrow episodes. Anyways, guys, let me know in the comments below if you saw this episode too. What did you think of it? Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!